Blessings, Divine One. This message just came through for one person, and then I felt on another person, and I was like, whoa, I think it could be relevant to them, so I'm going to allow the message to coalesce into a really simple door handle, which is, I think it's simplified in this phrase: catch the second thing. I'll describe what that means here in a second. Basically, the second thing is what causes the first thing to get worse. So this is a insight as to how to mitigate or lessen mental noise, which is mental suffering, which is cumulative, is biological, could create stress, builds up cortisol. So the less we can, let me simplify it. So you notice you're doing something you don't like, and you have a first thing that says, damn, I don't like that. And you're now noticing yourself. It's self-awareness, but the awareness of the self can take a posture that is totally based on trauma. And then there's a second layer that basically comments about how you're commenting. Does that make sense? It's like, oh my God, I fucking hate this drink. It's so, dang, I don't want to be like that. Oh my God, I'm so negative. Why am I so negative about a drink? It's just a drink. So it's almost the third thing, I guess you could say. But even if you can just calm the second thing, when I'm saying second, it's like the drinking of the thing is the first thing. Boom. The instant that I touch the taste, boom, I have the experience. Now I have a narrative that pops into my mind, into my psychological awareness. And if I don't like how that narrative feels, or even if I don't, it's not even about not liking it. It's just, it could touch you one way or the other. And then boom, another narrative comes in. So I say the second thing, it's technically the third thing. But we don't process it like that all the time, because it's, this is the first thing. Then I think about it. That's the second thing. And now I'm thinking about how I just thought about it. And this is where, our mental suffering, it's about to quadruple in intensity. First it's one thing, and then the second thing you're split, and then the third thing you're now triangulated around a conversation that's not even anywhere close to the actual experience of it, and then it's about to double because you're about to talk about the way that you're talking about the way that the thing just happened. You're not connected to the moment at all. What's the fastest way to get out of that? Hold the breath. Squeeze the root lock, the perineum muscle that controls urine flow. Squeeze it and bring it up, and visualize that energy from below your center line coming up, and then all the energy from above your center line, push it down, which is like, it's like you have breath up here, you go, and you go. It's like you bring it down. It's like if someone's about to hit you in your stomach, you go, Uddiyana Bandha. It's a bandha. A bandha is a lock. So you're tensing. And that intensification creates tension, and that tension creates tense ions that now your consciousness is being engaged physically. Why is this helpful? Is because one of the things that's happening is you're drifting into the mind. And now the mind is its own world that's an echo chamber. And if the it's on its way to peaking in intensity, and in a way, paradoxically, peaking in intensity, peaking in intensity is really about the popping into a new bandwidth of a downward spiral. So even though it's raise means up, in intensity psychologically, it's creating a centrifugal force, a centralized spiraling that you don't feel center. You're losing your center, actually. That's the entire experience. You're losing your sense of centeredness. You're psychologically wobbling, but it's not just a wobble. It's a wow. It's a spiral, and it's spiraling down. This is what is called a downward spiral. So the fastest way that you can get back into control, into presence, is focusing your attention in the center of your solar plexus while you're holding your breath and squeezing the root lock and pressing down the throat lock. So it's, if you want to know the terminology for it, Mula Bandha, Jaladhara Bandha, I think it's called Jaladhara Bandha, throat lock, root lock, ab lock. That's how you can call it. Mula Bandha, Muladhara chakra, Jaladhara Bandha, which is the Vishuddhi chakra, and then Uddiyana Bandha, which is kind of Manipura and Svadhisthana. So you're intensifying right here. And if you want to, you can start playing with horse stance and do some qigong once you're focusing it. And basically you want to get out of your mind and get into the body. So one way you can do that, I'm trying to get to a place, is if you're sitting and you're in your head or whatever. If you're driving, you can't do this, but one way you can do it is drop into horse stance. Now my back isn't arched like that. It's like I'm hugging a tree, and I want my groin on the tree as well. And then you have your knees and feet wider than shoulder, and kind of mirror the elbows on that same width, and drop. You ever done like back in, if you ever played sports, they make you do chair pose, or yoga does chair pose, but wall sits in old sports. And hold right here. I'm already feeling incredible burning in my thighs and my hamstrings. The more that I lean onto my toes, the more it'll put it into my shins and my knees. Lean onto my toes like that. We don't want that. We want most of the energy to be from your heels. And you can actually play with taking your toes off the ground. That's really difficult. But keep your toes down, widen your toes. You have a big base, and sit. Deep breathing. Crazy burning already. So if you do that, that'll help. And then if you want to kind of stand up straight, again, feet are definitely wider than shoulder width. Our shoulder width is like here. I'd say go heel, toe, that much further. Slight bend. Hands like this. Inhale, comes up. Exhale, and your center line comes down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. You can do that to help get you back in equilibrium. This is a practical, genuinely meant to be physical, genuinely meant to be simple. Because the entire experience, when the mind is propagating those negative thoughts, it's complicated. It feels incredibly complicated, and that's where anxiety really gets attacking our witnessing state. Because it's like, where do you start, and where can it stop? So grab the body with the breath. That'll help it stop. Start there. Blessings.